Hi everyone, welcome to Stamping Flair. My name is Rochelle and thanks for joining me for my creative escape this Wednesday. Hope you're having a good week and uh, enjoying your week. Thanks for joining me for some creativity today. This is my regular weekly Wednesday catch up with you. Please introduce yourself, say hi to me, and where you're watching from. I'm just gonna give a few seconds, and I'm just gonna check that everything's working well on my end. Just bear with me. And I've got a beautiful card to share with you today using the really pretty gorgeous leaves bundle. I really like this bundle. Sadly it is retiring by January, or if it's sold out earlier it will be it will be gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. So I'm just getting some products ready. I've got some cardstock and I'm just going to share some technique with you today as well. This is a card that I'll be sharing on my blog hub today with the Around the World on Wednesday design team. We are working, we'll be sharing something old and something new. So if you want to see some inspiration there, I'll be going live at 9. So all our projects will be live at 9 o'clock tonight. So our team is based around the world, and it's Wednesday from midnight to 10 o'clock or around about there, and we're based, we just love stamping up all parts of the world. So lots of great inspiration from lovely ladies around the world. So check out that at 9 o'clock. If you haven't subscribed to my blog, make sure you subscribe to that so you get all the information. So today is a really good day to get some great shopping done. It's free shipping day for orders over $45. Stamping Up have thrown in a super special deal with orders. So just today only, it ends today. So it was a 24-hour deal, so you still have time to shop if you get a great deal. So for orders over $45, now I have some specials that are running till the 10th of December, and that includes, I've got an adhesive pack. I have got 15% off the clear blocks bundle and the clear block caddies, so you get 15% off. And any 5 packs of embellishments, anything, if you buy over 5 packs, you'll get 15% off. And also I've got a basic toolkit as well on special. So if you call me and place that order, you're going to get that discount as well as free shipping today if your order is over $45. So it's a great time to shop and save on some basic supplies. So I will just turn my camera around and I will have the ordering link for you and all the products, so you can order from me once I've shown you the card I am making. So this is the bundle. I have taken some of the dies out of there, and you will be able, the camera is a little I know the internet may be a little bit sketchy. If you're watching with me, please tell me whether it is clear enough for you. I will try and get that a little bit better as much as I can. So that's the gorgeous leaves bundle. I really like that. It's a bit arty, and love those background style images, which we'll be using today, one of them. I've also got some leaves, and you get these as well, which we'll be using today. And I'll be showing you some technique as well for using some blending brushes. So some fun to be had. I don't need all this cardstock. I've got a piece of basic white, but what I'll do, I'm going to cut it a bit smaller to start with, and I'll just trim that down. And we're going to bring in 3 ink colors. So you will see, if you check out my blog post later, it shows you where I got my inspiration from. This is from a challenge I posted out to my team. Each month I share with a couple of challenges with my team. It's creative challenges for them to come up with some creations, and this is one of the challenges I posted out to my team. And I actually used that challenge to create this card, and you can see all about, read all about it, and see where I got my inspiration from when you check out my blog post later. So the colors I'm using are Blackberry Bliss, Garden Green, and Soft Suede. I've also got blending brushes. Just you can use the same blending brush. The only thing, you'd have to wash it in between. So that's why I have got 3 different blending brushes. So I've got one which I use for my purples, one which I've used for my browns, and one which I use for my greens. Hopefully you can catch that. All right, here. So if you're watching with me, thank you. It's really nice to see you here. And if you're watching on replay, please say hi to me there as well. I always go back and check comments, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. So this is we're using the Gorgeous Leaves stamp set today. I'm using Blackberry Bliss to start off with, and I'm just gonna blend in some color. It's just a piece of cardstock, which it's just a, there's no measurement on, because I'm gonna die cut this later. Just creating some color on this. Don't worry too much. You can blend it more, but if it's a bit it's not very well blended, it's okay. We're gonna die cut it, and it'll camouflage a little bit. And I do want a little bit of darker spots and some lighter spots, so you get a bit of variation there. Just then I will bring in, I'm actually searching, I've got some other bits we're gonna do. For my soft suede, we'll bring in soft suede. I'll just add a little bit of that, just move that aside. Just can blend over, just tap off the excess, and I just want some variation. And this is going to be my leaves. All right, so I don't need such a big piece, but I've added some extra, and it'll give you some nice multicolored leaves. So this is soft suede I'm using. Next I'm gonna bring in garden green. You're probably going, why she's using garden green? This was my inspiration. I was looking at some inspiration, and that's where I picked up the color from, and it works. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit. It's funny when you see certain things and you go, oh, that kind of works, and so pick up when you're in your travels or when you go shopping, have a look at things and go, that'll be a nice color match or a color palette. Might be not like at first you go, oh, that's a bit weird, but it kind of works. Just a little bit of a subtle green there. And garden green is one of those greens I don't tend to use a lot, but and it's a brighter, it's one of the far brighter greens. Let's bring in Blackberry Bliss again, and I'll blend that in so I get some deeper shades of Blackberry Bliss. So you're gonna have way more than you need, but you can then cut out some extra leaves and things. This is a nice background piece. This could be even a background piece for a card. What we're going to do is now die cut some leaves out of this. Give me one moment. I'm just going to get some embossing paste, embossing powder. But I'm looking for my gold. I am here. Sorry. Okay. My brand new gold one. Okay. So you can pick out which sections you like when you have something like that. And I'll probably cut a few because then you can decorate the inside of your card and your envelope all in one hit. I might get that bit. I'm just running it through the stamping kind of emboss machine, which die cuts that. Okay, so then you'll see it's got a bit of variation. I probably would have run this through twice. So I may do another one because I should have run that through twice because it was a detailed image. I'll be there picking at it for a while, so I don't want to do that. So let's do it again. It's more outline, and I'm going to do it again because you want all those little pieces to come out. And then I'll take your big tool. And then that'll come out nicely. I'll run another one. We'll do this as well. Maybe we'll go that way. And I don't need to run the one that is a full image through a few times, but I am because I'm just don't want to undo the whole thing, so I'll just leave it. This one comes out easily. That's more like a very vintage looking leaf, isn't it? And we might do another one. And this has more of that Blackberry Bliss on it. I will leave this stamping card and emboss machine still here because I want to do some embossing while I'm here. Now I've got a piece of basic white cardstock, which is 9.9 by 14.2, and I've got my Tasteful Textile embossing folder. We're going to run that through the embossing machine, or the stamping card and emboss machine. And it's going to create that texture on that piece. I'll just do it again. You don't have to do that. So it will give you that texture, which you may be able to catch on the video. Is that coming through okay? Is it looking clear? Hopefully you can see that. Alright, so now for the rest of the card. So let's just get rid of these little bits and pieces in here. And this Take Your Pick tool has like a little pointy tool there, and one end with putty on the end, so it's helpful to pick up sequins and your embellishments. This is part of the basic toolkit which I've got on special till the 10th. It's handy, and in that toolkit I've also got the brush tip which goes with this. For the dies, and you can run your brush over this as well, that helps. So you get some nice pieces there. This one's pretty much all gone. But that's done. Get rid of all that. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do to these leaves, add some gold embossing on it. So I will just have that all there, placed like that, and we'll just do it in one hit. Embossing is a fun technique if you haven't tried it before. In our embossing packs they come in a pack of 3, so the metallics come with gold, silver, and a copper, and the basics come with basics pack has white, black, and clear. So to emboss that one, you just need a Versamark ink pad, which is like has a gluey substance on it, and that helps your embossing powder to stick. So I will take this stamp is this particular stamp in here from the Gorgeous Leaf stamp set, and I'll just take that and I'm going to stamp it, and I'm just trying to give a bit of interest to this leaf. And you can't see it, you might see it, you will probably see it on this piece. Right, you will be able to just see that maybe on the reflection. I'm just doing partial. Then I'll just bring in, this is just to do my embossing. I'm not using a piece of cardstock. So we'll get our gold embossing powder. So this is how it comes. So I can always go over this because it's not really what do you call, it's not a sentiment, so it doesn't have to be exact, it's splatters. So you'll see that the embossing powder will stick to where I've stamped that Versamark. If we want more, we can go back and add that once I've heat embossed it. So that's ready to go. I'm just gonna bring in my heat gun, which is at the moment buried in on my desk. Does your desk get buried? Goodness. It's here. I know it's here. I can see the cord. Oh dear. I know it's here. Here it is. It's not on my desk at all. I've been making Christmas cards and classes and everything. Okay, here we go. Now I'll move that aside so we don't emboss what we don't need to emboss. I'm just heating the heat gun for about 15 seconds. So I'll show it to you on this one, which you probably see it better. And this is on setting 2. And you should see that change. You can use clothes peg just to hold that, like a wooden clothes peg, so you don't burn yourself. Okay, so that's the first one done. I really like this one. I like that partial look it gives. Just adds that little bit of interest on that. Okay, so that's the leaves done. Okay, you can add more gold if you like to that, and or there we have copper, so you can change that, but I think I like that little bit just to add that extra touch of glitz to that. You could try poinsettias like that for your Christmas cards. That'll look nice. So we'll put away the remaining embossing powder. So I'll set that aside. Now for our assembly of the card, I've got a bit. Just gonna take this garden green again. And I've created, taking my embossed piece of cardstock and just tapping off the excess. And I knew my placement, so I just wanted a little bit of a background touch of garden green there. So a very light background there. Next I have got, I'm going to cut, that's the right size, yeah. So then I've got a card base. It's this thick basic white which I'm using. Just got to be a bit careful. I've got that blackberry bliss all over me. A piece of Ever Eden Designer Series paper. So this is going to sit like that, and I'm going to have that Ever Eden Designer Series paper. So this is from the Eden's Garden collection. So I'll stick that right in the middle. with my glue. You can see I was coloring that paper on the other side, but no one will know. So this is soft succulent color. Then I've got some of this gold shimmer vellum from the Blackberry Beauty Suite. So they come in pack of 12 by 12, and I've just cut like a 1 centimeter strip just to fit. And I'm going to use my so the glue comes with 2 ends. I generally use this, but I'm using this side because vellum shows, if you use this side, it'll show the glue, right? So it'll show that if you run that glue like that, it'll show through the vellum. You want to use it like a sponge, and this side is like a sponge. And sometimes I have used it like a sponge, and I'm running that out first so it doesn't have too much on it. And if you run that well, it won't show through. But you just got to make sure that you don't have any streaks like that. And I tried that for the first time on this card, and I probably put too much glue there, and that's why it's curling. And normally I would use like a little sponge. You can use a sponge or a sponge dauber, that works too. But we've got the sponge attached to that glue, so we might as well use it. So you just got to make sure that you really, and you probably don't need that much, which I've put. I'm just using that excess because I spilled out a bit. But okay, you don't need a lot, right? And if you do have some excess, just wipe it off. So I've got a little layout there. Next we will we've got these leaves which we've curled a little, which we can just curl a little bit. I'll put that aside. I've also got a piece of Blackberry Beauty. This is that nice paper which is a specialty paper that's also going, and also a piece, a die cut piece which I used from the Harvest Meadow the harvest dies. I just die cut that label. You can use whatever you've got. And I've got a sentiment, so it says you're in my thoughts. This is from a brand new stamp set, so this is my something new from the In the Moment stamp set. So this is from our new catalog which is coming up. If you would like a copy of the catalog, please let me know and I will get one out to you. If you have purchased from me in the past, you will be on my list, so you will get one from me. So we're just going to stamp the sentiment in Blackberry Blaze. I'm hoping I'm somewhat straight there, because I'm not right over my sentiment. Well, could have been better, but it's okay. We can maybe do a little bit of stamping on the top because it's not centered. I'll do something, because we'll see what we can do, because I want to save time and I cut the label out, and so this will be a little bit different to what you will see on my blog, but that's okay. Let's stamp a leaf. Leaves are good. Just I'm stamping off with soft suede, just adding a little bit of something there so it's not dead boring. Okay, So the first thing we'll do is stick that piece. This is just a scrap piece of designer series paper I had, so you can use your whatever piece. I had another piece which I used on the other card. So just use up your scraps. Actually, first I'll stick this down because we'll do that. You can, if you wanted to use stamping dimensionals, you can use that, but I just wanted to lay flat. Maybe that way. And I'm just pushing that right to the corner. So this is a layer, but I'm pushing that right to the corner of the card base. And I'll get some mini dimensionals. Now this is these just pop your element up. And I'm putting it on the left of my sentiment because I'm going to cut this down. Maybe. So I'm laying this out a bit different because I stamped it a little bit to the center, and then I'm going to cut this down. To get some interest there still. I don't know why I closed that. We need that still. Alright. So next we will cut these stems off because I don't want them so long. And which leaf shall we use? Maybe that one, which has a little bit of green. And we can use our bone folder and just get a bit of curl on that. So I can see a piece there. Let's get that out. So I'm going to lay that down first. This is a little different to how I did my original card, but each card, these are handmade cards, so you will find that every card's a little bit different. The die brush is handy for those to get that out. You don't need a lot of glue. I'm going to stick that like that. Then let's work out what we're doing. It's quite nice like that. We do have a fine tip glue pen. If you prefer, you can use that. I'm just dabbing on some of this, the liquid glue. Then I will put one of our larger dimensionals here, or a couple, because it just came with it. And I'll stick that down there. Then we have a bow to put, have to have a bow. So I've got some soft succulent, this soft succulent ribbon, which is really nice. I've used it a lot and it goes well with a little color combo here. I'm just gonna find my embellishments. Do you ever feel sometimes like your craft desk is like the Bermuda Triangle? I tell you what. Alright, so we'll tie, I'm just tying a very, like a small bow. Don't give, I generally start a little bit bigger and then you can cut it. That did not work right. start a little bit bigger, and then it's easier. My hands are a little bit gluey. Right, and then we can go make it smaller, otherwise it gets tricky. Then we'll use a glue dot, so just take your ball to the glue dot so it'll pick it up, and just stick that there. Now we've got these cute little butterflies. These are in our new catalog, so this is also my something new. So I've used something old because that was our theme for our blog hop. So that's what I had my something old, and this is my something new. And my sentiment, these are beautiful. They're brush brass butterflies. They're self-adhesive, and just pick them with your take your pick tool. You can add them there. I'm gonna use these a lot, I can tell. I love them. They're really cute. Now let's decorate the inside of our card. I might do one there for a change at the top. And an envelope. So and just put a bit of glue. And we're done. So that's our card today. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me show you that. So I've just added that. So I'll show you my original card. My sentiment was a little bit off there, so that's why I did a bit of stamping there. And other than that, very similar, but obviously when it just depends on the blending. I've got a little bit more shades of green on this one, and it'll change according to how you blend and things like that. So that's the beauty of that, and I hope that has been helpful. And if you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'm here to help you. So thanks for joining me. Free shipping today ends today, and I've got the special offers on till the 10th. I'll be available if you want to call me and place your order, or you can place it online. Only thing with my offers, you can't place it online because you can't get those specials. But I'm happy to take your call, or you can email me. But free shipping ends today. Check out, I'll have all the links for you if you want to place an order with regards to this card, so you know which products you need for it. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone. Have a good rest of the week. Bye bye.